Why are you crying? Wow, I haven't been setting boundaries. I haven't been advocating for myself. So while I was in Canada, I got some maple tea. So that's what I'll be drinking. And I've got my therapy appointment in 3 minutes. I've got like the video pulled up and I keep getting notifications. It's like, it starts in 3 minutes. Oh my god, my anxiety is like making me feel so sick right now. Like I just want to throw up. Because I used to feel like this all the time whenever I'd start like a therapy session. And like not having medication. Oh my god. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Got my little notebook ready to take notes on what to do for the next week.
Hi Janine, how are you?
Hi. Not great.
Yes, sir. What's up?
So this week I definitely have like 3 main things. This past weekend was like shit show central. And so it's gonna be like a big shift in conversational topics. But one, I ran out of my like anxiety medication and I've been trying to get an appointment for like months to get it refilled. But like with swapping from one command to another, and then we keep having snow days on the days that I have my appointment and everything, so it keeps getting canceled. So like trying to go back and rely heavier on like coping mechanisms and like figuring it out without the help of medication has just been a lot. And it's been a lot even more because this past weekend I had like a major fight with like my best friend of 13 years. Probably, why are you crying?
And it's just like, you're not guaranteed a happy ending. And it doesn't matter because you're just a human. And there's a lot of kind of formulaic stories. And this series is, as much as it hurts me, that was Son of Shadows. If you haven't read Daughter of the Forest yet, look up trigger warnings for all of these books. But wow, yeah. I feel like I haven't said that I actually really loved a book yet. I promise we're just in a drought.
Now I will say the maple tea was pretty good, but having like 2 back to back, I definitely got sick of it and didn't finish the second. But I've also been drinking this like matcha green tea, which I actually got this while I was in Japan and I really like it. So that's what I'm having now. Therapy went. It went. It was definitely rough. And it was really only just cracking open a door that is going to take a while longer to like dig through. A lot of stuff that came up was stuff that I had worked on in the past, and healing isn't linear, but a lot of it was stuff that's like I thought I had gotten through this already. I thought I worked on this enough. I thought that this wasn't as prevalent of a thing until hindsight is 2020 and going back and just being like, oh wow, I haven't been setting boundaries. I haven't been advocating for myself. I haven't been planning ahead. I have still been looking at people and loving them and caring about them for the version of them that I have in my head instead of who they present themselves as. And I know I did that a lot in previous relationships, but it's like I would be in love with the potential of a person, or if something happened and I would just justify like, oh, well, they're just saying that because of this thing. Or like the psychoanalytical side of me is just like, excusing behavior, but then, which is okay, but then I don't still vocalize that it's like, hey, I understand that you're doing this for this reason, but that's still not okay. Can you like work on that? And I thought I had gotten past doing that because I have been doing that a lot in making new friends, in new relationship opportunities, and whenever I like get to know someone and decide if I want them in my life or not. I thought I had been doing a lot better at that, but I just haven't been doing that as much as I kind of thought. And so going into this, I was like, there's gotta be something that I'm missing. Like, what am I missing? And then it all just kind of clicked with my own self-reflection of just, oh, I have been setting boundaries within myself, but not vocalizing them enough for the other person to fully grasp and understand and then take action with and take action against. That's something that I didn't even realize I was doing at the time. I was just like, oh, I like this can wait. Like their problems bigger, their problems, like this isn't super important. But then I was doing that so often that it just became the norm to me that it's like, oh, like whatever, it's fine. But I would have that initial hurt before saying, oh, it's fine. Like it wasn't actually fine. And so what I was vocalizing was that it was fine and not actually standing behind the boundaries and the understanding that I should have had the entire time. So that's been, it's been a lot, to say the least. I journaled for a bit where I just wrote down like, these are the facts. This is what you're doing. This is the case. Not this fairy tale fantasy of what I want reality to be, of what I think could happen, of how things could be better. There's the potential for this. It's like, this is the case right now. This is how you're behaving. This is the behavior that you're accepting. These are the boundaries that you have set, and these are the boundaries that you have not set. What are you going to do about it? And so that's kind of where I've left off, because it was just a lot. And I wrote like 2 or 3 pages. Ooh. But in a lot of cases, I will look at something, and because I'm so empathetic and understanding, that I pre-justify how others act towards me and how others treat me. I'll justify like, oh, it's okay because this, instead of actually looking at it at face value of like, that's not okay. And then by the time I get to that point that I actually vocalize it, it's so far later that I wouldn't have been so upset. I wouldn't have been so hurt. It wouldn't be so out of nowhere if I had just said something and made it more prevalent beforehand. And so that was a lot. I'm going to see if I can schedule another appointment so that I can have 2 next week, because I feel like there's just a lot to dig through that 1 a week is not really going to do it. And I think I might have a couple appointments saved up right now. I'm not sure, because like with using, like I've been using BetterHelp, and with using that, you have to be within the state that you signed up in. And so when I move, like I'm only gonna have this therapist until next month, and then I move, and so I either have to cancel it or transfer it. But like I'm gonna be in Michigan for 4 days, and then San Francisco for a week, and then I'll be in Tokyo for a few weeks, and then I'll be in Sasebo. So it's just gonna be a lot of like jumping around and a lot of things that I have planned. And this is gonna be a good instance of figuring out that it's like, just because in my head, it's gonna be like this fun trip. I'm gonna be doing this and this and this and this. That doesn't mean it's all going to be fun. That doesn't mean that my mental health is not going to get in the way of that. Because before this, I didn't have therapy for like a year, because like my previous therapist left my command that I was working at, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna be leaving in a few months. I tried getting a schedule with the new person, but then that didn't really work out, so I ended up just scheduling to get my medication, and I didn't end up doing the therapy with it, and I was just doing like my own work. So coming up with a game plan, I think is what I'm gonna focus on next, mental health wise, and just having a game plan of what I'm going to do over the next, for this month, and then for the month that I'll be traveling the whole time, and how I'm going to navigate that and still make sure that I'm advocating for myself and taking care of myself in the ways that I need to make sure that, yes, I'm going to be traveling and it can be fun, but how can we make sure that it is, and like I'm not just assuming that it's going to be great, because it's also going to be stressful. I'm also going to be anxious. I'm also going to be traveling by myself a lot. I'm also going to be by myself a lot in a new country by myself. Like going back to Japan when I was there for the 3 weeks, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Like I'm nervous and anxious and upset that I'm being sent there early. And like I had all these emotions. But when I would sit down and plan, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go see this, I'm gonna go see this, I'm gonna go see this. And I'd fill my schedule with just all these things I wanted to do. But there was a good week and a half of that 3 weeks that I was like over half the time that I was in Japan, I was curled up in my room, anxious and depressed, and I didn't want to go anywhere. And then it's like, okay, well, now it's dark, and I don't want to go anywhere by myself when it's dark. And just so many different factors that are going to go into it that I need to actually look at and plan accordingly. Not just this idea of, oh, I get to go on a fun vacation and do whatever I want every single day, and that my mental health is never going to get in the way, because it is. My mental health is going to get in the way. How I view myself is going to get in the way. My trauma responses of being out by myself, especially past dark, are going to get in the way. So what am I going to do about it? And taking accountability for the fact that it's like, you're still your own person and in charge of what you bring to the table. And I don't want to end this next 2 months and be like, ugh, I wish I had gone out more. It's like, okay, well, what did you do to make sure that you want to go out? Were you taking care of your mental health? Were you sleeping enough? Were you, oh, I wish I would have put myself in a situation where I could have like met new people, maybe. It's like, okay, well, did you take your alone time enough? Because I recharge alone, but I'm going to be staying with a friend for 3 weeks. Okay, like, are there nights that I'm gonna wanna like stay by myself? You have a plan for that. Like, just all these different facets and things that I need to prep for more, so then hindsight isn't as 2020. Like I'd like to put on my 2020 vision right now, and so there's at least a little, so I can control it as much as I can, because I feel like that also alleviates a lot of anxiety for me. The more I can control and plan and understand that when I go into something I feel more prepared, which definitely helps. But relying on that plan alone doesn't work. And I need to keep that in mind too. That's like when things come up and they don't go according to plan. And I thought of every single worst case scenario, but then something else pops up. How are we going to navigate that? Keeping a clear head. Taking care of my mental health enough to be able to do that. Making sure that I have my medication. The fact that I'm 3 days without medication. Planning ahead even farther. Because I've been planning for my medication to run out for 2 months and trying to make these appointments and making phone calls. And what I planned didn't work. I ran out of medication. My appointments were canceled. The emails that I sent, no one has responded to. So like, I should have done more to make sure that I would not be in this position that I am now in. And taking accountability for the fact that I am in this situation because of the actions that I took, not being the proper actions and just not working. And blaming like, oh, the weather, and oh, the Navy sucks, and like, oh, like thinking of all these different reasons why I'm in this situation. Absolutely all of them are true. But also, I didn't plan far enough ahead. I didn't prioritize making sure that I had my medication, which means I didn't prioritize myself. I didn't prioritize my mental health. I prioritized activism. I prioritized doing YouTube videos. I prioritized trying to eat healthier, which is all great. But time, including the time management into that of, I still need to make sure that I'm setting myself up, like setting future me up. Because trying to go through therapy and deal with past me, trying to see what I can be doing right now, anxious about the future. Oh, I need to, like all the different things that go into what you do day to day. You need rest, giving my body time to relax. But that doesn't mean laying in bed for 7 hours and playing township. Doesn't mean that. If I need some time to lay down and play a game, setting an alarm. That has been brought up in therapy like 2 times in a row. And have I been doing that? Absolutely not. I haven't done it once. No, I did it once. When I was studying, I set an alarm. So I would know exactly when I needed to stop studying. Because that was something I didn't want to do. But the things that I want to do, I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to do this. And then I hyperfixate, and then I get stuck doing it for hours and hours and hours. And I'm not actively trying to avoid something else. But I am aware of the fact that I will hyperfixate on something and I will do it for so long that I completely lose track of time. I no longer have motivation to go to the gym. I cook and meal plan everything until all of a sudden I'm running out of food and then I don't know what to do and I'm scrambling. Have 2 meal plans set up so that when you run out of food for the first one, you already have the thing written down. After I write it, screenshot it, send it to my phone, and write it down in a notebook. So I have it in multiple places. So then when I forget, my iPad at home, because that's where I wrote my meal plan, and then I show up at Aldi and I don't have a quarter, and so I can't get a cart, but I have my bags, but I don't remember what I need to get. Like when situations like this happen, I have a backup. I already sent it to my phone. I used to keep a quarter in my wallet. The quarter hasn't been there since I went to Japan because I don't need American money in Japan. So this whole time, I've just been relying on me to remember to grab a quarter before I go grocery shopping. At what point am I going to think of that? I'm not. So I need to pre-plan, and we need to advocate for our future selves. And as my old boss used to love telling us, don't fuck over your future self. You're just pissing them off and you're just fucking them over. And that's what I've been doing in a lot of aspects of my life. And so taking it one at a time. Oh, I think I gotta switch. See, now I'm hyperfixating on this because I want better lighting. I'm in the middle of cooking. I need to pay attention. The fact that I am cooking, and I'm pretty sure I just burnt this a little bit. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But it's fine. A little burnt chicken never killed anybody. Well, actually, I don't even want to get into the science behind it because I don't remember the specifics of it, but actually, I think it's really bad to eat the burnt part of chicken if you burn it, or burnt food in general. I'll figure out my sources and editing me if she's in the mood. So that was fun. I ate literally 2 pieces. What is wrong with my hair? I ate literally 2 pieces. And the first bite, I was like, oh, that is not good. And I was like, well, maybe it's just that piece. I wonder, did I cook it all the way through? I can't really tell because of all the marinade. I was like, oh, I don't know. Then I had another bite and it was really tomatoey. And I thought I would be fine because I still I hated tomato. I hated the taste of tomato, hated spaghetti sauce, hated anything with tomato in it. And I pretty much gotten over that. I don't love spaghetti. If I could not have it the rest of my life, I'd be absolutely fine. But I did get to a point that it wasn't a huge deal, that I could actually find it good a lot of times. I literally have cherry tomatoes in my fridge right now, and I was just snacking on them a few days ago, not a few days ago, last week, whatever. Yeah, so I had another bite, and then by the 3rd piece, I literally gagged and had to spit it out because I thought I was gonna throw up. I didn't even finish cooking all of the chicken by then, and so now it's just all in the trash. That really sucked. I just spent a while, I think almost an hour. Well, yeah, because that video I was watching was 50 minutes. I finished that video and started watching another one. So I've been cooking for almost an hour, or prepping and all that stuff. The fact that I just spent an hour cooking, I don't want to now wait for the thing to cool down, wash all of the dishes, and then start cooking the ground turkey. Absolutely not. But I'm hungry. I'm at the point of hunger that I'm nauseous. And especially after eating that and it tasting disgusting and me having to spit it out, I have no interest. So, it's fine. Everything's fine. My anxiety is just through, my heart is racing. And I'm calm down. It's just food. But I'm hungry. Calm down. I feel I am self-regulating quite a bit for the fact that I haven't had medication in 3 days. So that is a nice sign. But also I wanted to wean off of taking medication, not just cold turkey it, because I was on the second highest dosage that I could be on. And you're not supposed to just stop taking it. So there's that. I'm just gonna distract myself for a little bit and try to forget that I'm hungry. I think I already said that. I really thought my sleep was getting better, and it was. I swear. I don't know what it is with these vlogs that just make me like not be sleeping, honestly. What is going on with my hair? I'm pretty sure in like the last clip, I was like, oh yeah, setting an alarm so you're not hyperfixating on something for like 7 hours. It may or may not be 6:30 in the morning. Oops. Oops. My heart goes, oops. Yeah. Okay, what in the 2020 TikTok is going on in my brain? It was an accident. I swear it. It came to be like midnight or so. Like I edited a full vlog and then started a second one. And then I was on video call for like 3 hours with one of my friends from Japan. And then I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like do this a little bit more until I get tired and I'll go to sleep. That was 2 hours ago. I just finished editing the second vlog. Now, should I start editing the third vlog? Probably not. Like, am I? Probably. Because like honestly, the fact that I have to get off of work as well because of the weather again, which means the gym is closed again. My like yoga place, I started doing hot yoga. I think I mentioned that before. But yeah, so they canceled class because of the weather as well. So like I don't have anywhere to go. My sleep schedule is already messed up at this point. It's 6:30 in the morning. Me going to bed now or me going to bed in a few hours really isn't gonna make that big of a difference. Just being honest. That's what these mental health vlogs are for. Social media is not reality. I look like this 95% of the time. Like that one TikTok, also from 2020. Why do I keep referencing 2020 TikToks? We're not gonna dig deep on that. Either way, oh my god, now it's too hard again. I've been up and down like a million times at this point because I take this thing off because I get too hot because I was pumping out heat. As soon as it turns off, it's going to just like be fine, be peaceful. And then when it decides like, oh, we're gonna try to make the temperature back to 75 or whatever temperature it's gonna try to reset to, it's gonna start blowing out cold air. And then I'm not gonna realize it. I'm gonna put that back on, turn the heat back on. The heat's gonna start pumping, and then I'm gonna get too hot again. And we're just gonna continue that cycle because it's been the same cycle every single day for the past month. So like, what are you gonna do? So why is it so bright? But I called the pharmacy and I was just like, hey, is there any way that you can just do like an emergency refill? Like it was the military, like the Navy pharmacy. And I was just like, hey, is there any way that you can do like an emergency refill? I am in between commands. My previous command isn't responding. The school that I'm at right now, they keep canceling my appointment. Like my appointments keep getting canceled because of the weather. What can I do? And she was just basically like, yeah, no, can't do that. I was on hold for like a half hour just to find this out. Like, no, we can't do that. But apparently I can go to the ER and ask them to put in a prescription. I'm like, okay, cool. It's 8:30 in the morning. Haven't slept yet. Because the last I updated was like, what, 6:30? And I was like, oh, I'll just stay up till 7 and I'll call. They ain't opening till 8. And I was like, oh, okay. Back into hyper focus. And I'm almost done with my third video. I'm just like, see, this is what happens. I do absolutely nothing for a few days and sleep a lot. And then I do a million things in a day and I don't sleep. That'll be a later me problem. And me right now, I'm going to sleep. Good night.